everyone doing today? I hope you all are doing well and had a great weekend. Welcome back here to Lisa's Love and Light. And guys, I was talking to somebody yesterday, a friend, and she was telling me because I don't watch any news, I get pop ups on my phone, and that's the way I know what's going on a little bit. So she was telling me, well, you need to, know a little more about what's going on. So yesterday, when I got home from church, probably yesterday, last night actually, I started watching CNN because they were talking about this war that's going on between Israel and honestly, after 10 minutes of watching that, my mood started to change. And I'm usually a person who like low key and laid back, and all of a sudden, and it had to do with something they were saying about kids and parents being killed in this you know war that's going on, this bomb or whatever. And I said, I can't do this, I can't watch this. And when I woke up this morning, even though today's a holiday, I still had a lot of stuff to do. Um, a few unexpected phone calls with situations I had to um, resolve and take care of, which I did do that successfully, but my mood wasn't the way I wanted it to be. And I realized, and I'm thinking, why is my mood so off? And at first, I'm thinking because the days are getting shorter, and it gets darker earlier, blah blah, and it's starting to get cold. But that didn't impact me as much as watching the news and then going to sleep right, like shortly after watching that. And I'm like, oh, I can't deal with this. Of course, I need to know what's going on in the world, but um, I only can stomach like a few minutes of that, and then I get off of it because it's too much negativity. And like I said to you guys, I don't do a lot of negativity. I can't deal with that. But yeah, I woke up and then I had all this stuff to do today, even though it's a holiday that I didn't feel like doing, but I had to. And so I'm trying to like get myself in a mood so that I don't appear to have an attitude, which I never really do. But that last night watching that really just, ugh. But I still now the good news is that I know what's going on, but I don't want to make a habit of watching the news daily, like my dad used to do that all the time. And I don't know why he did that. He would watch the news, the 5 o'clock, then at 6 o'clock. I'm like, what are you doing? You just saw this. Oh, something new probably happened. And I can't take in that negativity that way. But anyway, so just trying to put on some music and just change my mood for the better. But we all have days where we're up and we're on the up, and then we have days that we don't want to be bothered. So I'm in that mood today where I just, uh, I guess I need time alone. I don't know if I say time alone because I spend time alone, but time to go away, probably a little mini vacation. I think that's what I need, away from everything for a little while. And then you know how you go away and you enjoy that, and then you come back all you're refreshed and renewed. I think I need something like that. But anyway, I'm here today, to uplift you guys. The topic of discussion is when you love yourself. And that's the difference. I guess I'm talking about all of this to you guys because the old me, and I'm laughing. You're going to laugh with me because you're going to understand why I'm laughing. Because the old me, like when I had this kind of mood, like I had today and last night, I would just shut off my phone, shut off everything. It doesn't matter. Like if I had something to take care of today, send a text, it's not getting done to whenever, and then just turn everything off. But the new me, um, is not in that energy anymore. As I start to heal and learn the importance of responsibility and getting things done, I'm very disciplined in getting done and the things accomplished. Like I said, I would, you know, unless something comes up unexpectedly that changes things. But for the most part, I, keep my obligations. So I had to, a few things that I had to get off my plate today, and I was able to do that. So now I'm here with you guys today. I hope everyone is doing well. And some of the things that get to me is that getting up, doing the same thing day after day. We all get up, go to work, blah, 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 etc. Sometimes it gets monotonous to me, meaning that I need to take a vacation. I need to do something different for a couple of days. And then when I come back, I feel refreshed, and then everything goes back again. And I think everybody needs that, right? Everyone, from time to time, you need to take a vacation. I talk to people where sometimes they say they haven't had a vacation in 2 or 3 years, and you feel like you're stuck in a rut or something. But for me, it's necessary, and I'm thinking seriously about taking a few days just to go somewhere and then, come back feeling refreshed. That's very important to me. But now we're going to talk about self love again. When you love yourself. And that's the topic of discussion, because when you heal and you learn to love yourself, not to be in love with yourself, but to love yourself and know that you're worth it, that you see things in a different perspective, you know, instead of um, seeing things, reacting in a negative manner to certain situations. What I do now, I just try to see things from a different perspective. Like, for example, if I'm talking to someone, I had a conversation with someone and I was trying to find out why this person was being so judgmental. And after the discussion, I realized that the person has a similar background to what I had growing up, a religious background. And I don't judge people, and I don't like being judged. What I do is try to help people look at things in a different perspective. And because we had similar backgrounds, I started to talk to her about what I went through, in a particular religious setting and background, and, started to explain that my life was one where I was told what to do. And it helped me to understand why I was in a subservient um, way of giving to other people, without thinking about what my needs were. And then I started to realize that all of that comes from how I was brought up. I was taught that this is what you do, especially as a woman. You're supposed to be subservient and you do what you're told. And excuse me, that didn't work for me. It did for a little while until I started to question things and you know. But as I started to work on myself and that inner child within me, I realized that I need to love on me and to understand why I was doing certain things that wasn't benefiting me. And then, as I got away from that environment in that setting, it took years for me to learn how to self love. I'm in my 50s, and it took a long time to learn this lesson, because I was repeating lessons over and over again. And I was asking God, why is this happening? Why is that happening, etc. And it was because I wasn't learning lessons. And so when we don't learn lessons, we have to repeat them, just letting people do whatever. And then I wouldn't communicate how I was feeling. This is making me feel that way. If, this happened, I just wasn't. I was just going around just sulking with an attitude, not an attitude, but just, resenting certain situations and people because I was not being true to myself and speaking, how I really felt. But I learned through therapy And that's what I tell everybody here. Therapy is so important. You don't have to tell everyone your business. Everyone doesn't have to know that you're seeing a therapist or etc. But it's important wherever you live, whatever state you're watching from, to Google a therapist in your area, especially a grief counselor. If you lost a loved one, and all of these things you need to heal from. And losing people out of your life because they're passing away is so difficult. And then it triggers other things within you. And I didn't learn until after I lost my mother, and then my dog passed away, and one of my good friends here passed away. And that I needed to heal a lot of things. And it wasn't easy to talk to a therapist and go through things, but it's necessary. And it doesn't mean that something's mentally wrong with you, or none of that stuff. It's important to have an outlet for the pain that we feel. We're all a human. None of us are perfect. We have our faults. But when you recognize that your physical and mental health has to be taken care of, and you reach out and you talk to a therapist and connect with the grief bereavement group, it's going to help you to feel better, because there are going to be other people there who have similar um, issues to your issues. Everybody is, there at those groups are dealing with loss, and they talk about some ways that they get through it, because we never get over it, but we get through it. And you might be able to pick up on some information there that can help you with your own grief. Because grief, it just comes and goes, and any little thing can trigger your grief, when you lost someone. And it's very hard. But I have my good days and I have my not so good days. But the not so good days are not as bad as it used to be. I deal with things differently, and I learned to love on myself. Loving on yourself mean that you can spend time alone and not be lonely. Because some people uh, can't spend time alone. They don't like their own company. But when you self love yourself, you love your own company. Not that you're being selfish, but you love spending time alone. And and during that time, what I do is meditate. I stay in prayer, I meditate. God has helped me so much, tremendously, because I rely on God a lot. And He has helped me to come through all these trials and tribulations that I've been going through. And now, I'm here helping other people, because pain, when you turn pain into a purpose and purpose into a power, you can help other people to do the same. None of this is easy. If it was easy, everybody would do it, but it's not. You take one step at a time, and you may take a step and fall down, and you may take another step and fall down, but you get right back up and you keep going. You do not stop. Perseverance is the key factor, and it may take time. It took me a long time to learn the lessons, because I don't want to spin on that wheel, because when will turn again, and that lesson come back around, it's gonna be worse than before. So I try to learn these lessons and move forward, stay humble, because God gave me a chance, and I'm helping others as well as helping myself. These messages, I am so happy that you guys are sharing the messages here, because people need to hear the message, because some people are not very vocal, not because they can't be, but because they don't want others to know how much they're hurting or depressed about losing a loved one or a few loved ones at one time, like in my case. And they may go and stay in isolation longer than they should, and that can turn into depression, or even suicidal thoughts. So it's important to share these videos so that people can hear the message and know that they're not alone in this. By no means are they alone in any of this. I still have my moments. As I tell everyone, Sunday nights is so difficult. It still is. I put on music. I do what I have to do to get through it. And at first, it was just very difficult to get through it, and knowing that that person that you lost, you're never going to see them again in the flesh, and knowing that they're not here. But I look at it in this aspect that my passed over loved ones would never, especially my mother, would never want me to be depressed and not embrace life to the fullest like she did when she was here. And I'm pretty sure that your Passover loved ones would never ever want you to stay in a place of depression. Yes, you grieve them, but then at some point you have to embrace your life and move on. And never forget them. Always keep their memory alive through storytelling. How did they, one example is, how did they benefit your life? How did they add to your life? What did they teach you? Continue to talk about them, to keep their spirit and memory alive. But you embrace life to the fullest. And please connect with the group, a bereavement group, get with a therapist. And if you have someone close in your life who you can talk to and they could just be there to listen and to hear your stories, do so. That's so important, you know? So that's the message for today. I'll be back with a new message tomorrow. And I hope everyone is enjoying their day and that these messages are helping you. Continue to subscribe to the channel and hit that like button and continue to share with other people who really need to hear this message. So that's the message for today. Thank you for being here. I will be back tomorrow with a new message, everyone. Enjoy your Monday, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye for now.